Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Bing. It is March 18th, 2021 at 8:22 a.m. It is first block at Liberty High School. And we are in Project Lead the Way, Introduction to Engineering Design. And the assignment that I want to look at today, or here's the Schoology course page, Introduction to Engineering Design. And the assignment that I want to look at today, based on today's announcements, is 1.2.4, Fundamentals of Dimensioning. So you see that here in the Project Lead the Way course page. That's 121. And here is 124, Fundamentals of Dimensioning. Now, I've already been working on this, and you can see in my engineering notebook simulator, I have, looks like 1, 2, 3 full pages of notes with blue ink on paper. That's a simulation, of course. And I even drew the dimensioning flow chart. I drew that with pen on paper, a simulation, of course. And so in the procedure itself, it talks about making 3D models with multi-view and dimensions. And if you look more closely at this, let me see here. If you look more closely at this first set of 3D models, it's in step 2 from here, it says make a 3D model of that. And then it says see screenshots at the end of the document scan. So in my simulator, you will see that. You'll see the screenshots at the end of the document scan. Now, this is a simulation. For you in your CAM scanner, when you take your scans of your notebook pages, perhaps 3 or more notebook pages, and then when you do your computer work, you'll take screenshots, and I will show you how I want you to do that, proper screenshots. And then those screenshots are inserted at the end of the document scan from the CAM scanner. It's all a little bit of a process, but once you've got it, you've got it. And so you can see I've done 6 of these 3D models throughout the procedure. And so I didn't realize that there's actually 2 more that I haven't done yet. So I have done that one. See, there it is. And I have done, well, that's the same one. And I have done that one. I thought I did that one. Yeah, there it is. So I've done, I don't know why they're out of order necessarily. I've done the first 2, which is right here and right here. And then the dimensioning examples, oh, here's why they're out of order. The dimensioning examples, we have to do all 3 of these, 1, 2, 3. So those I'm hoping that I've also done right here. Yes, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3. So I did the first, and then the examples 1, 2, 3, and then this, I guess, 4th one, depending on how you're counting. And then after all that, we get eventually to, I know it's here somewhere. I guess it's, it's in here. I know it, dimensioning worksheet. Okay, so there's dimensioning and examples, which are the 3, and then there's dimensioning worksheet, which is 3 more. And this is what those look like. And there are 3 of them, and I think I did the first one, that block with a big circle through it and a little circle through it. There it is. There's that one. There it is, the block with the big circle through it and the little circle through it. Okay, so what that leaves me with, if I can find this now, what that leaves me with are these last 2. This drawing 2 and this drawing 3. So I guess I'm just going to do one. I guess I'm just going to do drawing 2. And the way I'm going to do that, of course, is with OnShape. And so let's go to OnShape login. And then sign in, of course. All right. And I have an email address. Feel free to email me. And I have a password, which I'm hoping you will ignore. Okay, so let me see here. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to make that thing, right? Drawing 2. Okay, this is some sort of, it's a block. Oh, and there's a scale here. It's 2 of those little squares is 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking at the front view of this thing, and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 squares is 3 inches, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares is 3 inches. So I'm going to make a 3 by 3 rectangle to start this out. So speaking of starting, create a document. This is IED 1.2.4. This is, what is it called? Dimensioning worksheet. Dimensioning worksheet 2, WBM, my initials. That's how I recommend you name your files. And if I remember, I'm going to make a sketch on the front plane. And let me see here, look at the front view there. I'm gonna make a rectangle, and if I remember, it was a 3 by 3. 3, enter 3. All right, so there's a rectangle, little square looking thing, two-dimensional figure existing in three-dimensional space. And so as I look more close, here we go. And so let me see, it's a 3 by 3, and then it looks like, how deep is it? It looks like 1, 2, 3, 3. If each one is as a half, that's 1.5 deep. So I'm going to extrude, well, first I gotta finish that. I'm going to extrude this. I like to extrude back into the three-dimensional space. 1.5, I think, is what I calculated that. Oh, look, there is a nice little block. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's a little block that's going to end up looking like this. Now there's a chunk cut out of it here, which it looks like is about 1, 2, 3, 4 over from that corner, 1, 2, 3, 4 down from that corner. So I'm going to make a, what's that, 2 by 2. I'm going to make a 2 by 2, sketch this on that surface, look straight on at that again. I'm going to make a rectangle here. That, what did I say, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then check mark that, I guess. Look back at three-dimensional space. I'm going to extrude that thing. I like to cut in. And speaking of cutting in, I'm removing material. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Hang on, go back. I don't want to go all the way through it. I just want to go 1 square, or it looks like 1.5 square. So if each one is a half, and then another half, what's that, 0.75? 0.75, does that make sense? Yeah, I think it's 0.75. I hope it's 0.75. So let me see, 0.75. I'm getting nervous. Oh, that might be okay. Let me look at it from this. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, and then check mark that one. Go back to this. There's another little chunk out of it, which looks like a 2 by 2, which is really 1 by 1 because each one is a ½ inch. So now I'm going to do a new sketch right here. And I want to look at it head on. I want to make a rectangle. I want to anchor it there. And what did I say? 1 by 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Check mark that. Look at my three-dimensional space again. Extrude here, and this remove. I'm going to cut all. It already figured it out for me, and there we go. That's looking pretty good. There's the object. And so you might say, oh, you're done. Well, now we have to make a multi-view and dimension it. So I'm going to go to plus, create a drawing. It's called a drawing. I don't know what those options mean. So I just click OK and hope it all works out. And swirly, swirly. This is an Arkansas Razorback, by the way. Woo pig suey, go Hawks go. And so here's the part that I'm going to try to do. And it's going to give me the front. Boom. There's the front. And then also it automatically gives me the side. Yeah, that's nice. There's the side. Then I can click on the front again and drag it up and get the top. Beautiful. And then I can click on the front again and swing it over this way diagonally to get the isometric. And what do you know? That's a nice little multi. I guess I'll push escape a couple times. I'm going to right click on this view because the isometric needs to show the shaded view. Nice. Very good. Very good. And ordinarily I would right click on all of these and show hidden lines, which is an option, show hidden lines. But I don't think there are any hidden lines to show based on these views. Okay, so I've got the 3D isometric, the 3D model and in the isometric view, and I've got the multi-view of the top, front, and side. So now it's dimension time. There's a little dimension tool here. You try to, hey, Jake, my friend, I obviously have a lot of questions that are going to follow up with what's going on over there. But so I try to focus my dimensioning on the front view as much as I can, and I like to place those dimensions between the views, if that makes any sense. I have an overall dimension here, and then I'm going to have an overall dimension here, and I don't like the fact, but I don't really have another way that I can think of right now of not crossing those dimension lines. I don't like that I'm crossing those dimension lines. And so the only way I can think of fixing that, and I don't even know if that's an acceptable fix, is I could, instead of putting them in between the views, which is where they belong in between. It's a rule, right? You got to follow the rule. I don't know why nothing's happening. Okay. So what I could do is break the rule this way. I could put the dimensions on the outside of the view, which is a rule violation. However, then they're not crossing. And I almost feel like that's the way to go here. I almost feel, because I'm going to have to break one of the rules. Either put the dimensions outside the views, which is bad, or cross the dimension extension lines, which is bad. And so I think I'm going to go with this. I wasn't going to until I saw it. I think I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to do, what else am I going to do? Then I'm going to do some more dimensioning, right? I'm going to do some more dimensioning for these features. Whoops, something deactivated. Okay, so actually, now I'm getting really nervous. Okay, stop it. I'm second guessing everything I'm doing now. I'm going to place this dimension, this overall height in the side view. I think I'm going to be more comfortable with that. Man, this is going to be screwy looking. This is going to be screwy looking, my friends. All right, so I wish I had, you know, better way to do. I'm doing that, right? And so, oh my gosh, this is sloppy. Yeah, very, very sloppy. This is what I'm going to do. And you're probably going to say, well, you know, you can't duplicate dimensions, right? So that one is duplicated. Got to get rid of that. Okay. And then there. All right. It's 1, and then it's 2. And I'm having all kinds of doubts now, which is actually, you know, a good thing, I think, because it sort of shows the process, you know, how we figure this out. I'm going to do it that way. And then I'm, okay, then I'm going to do it. Okay, this is getting a little frustrating. All right, I don't like how this is looking. I kind of regret it. All right, I'm going to undo that. This is really completely falling apart now. There we go. I'm going back to that. I feel more comfortable about that. Okay, I've got the 1, and I got one more, which is 2, and then I got one more, which is 3. Okay, I guess we have that. And then I have the overall 3 here, and I'm going to have an overall. What am I going to have? An overall. Whoops. Make that work. Okay. I'm gonna have an overall here, right? And then this little feature here. Okay, that's something. And so this 1.5, this depth of the object is also the depth of the object in that view. I don't have to show it both places. This 3 and this overall 3, I don't need to show that. However, I do need to show this, I think. I think I need to show that and that. Okay, so I've got the overall 3, and then 1, 2, and then 3, 1, 2, and then 3. I've got this 3/4 and then the other 3/4. I think that's it. I think I have all the dimensions shown there. I'm not happy with this. I'm going to give myself a B- on this. Some of the dimensioning choices that I made. A lot of this mess came from the fact that I did not want to cross the extension lines there, and maybe I should have done that. But I think I've got it covered now. I think I've got it covered. Okay, I think I've got it covered. So I will now take a snip, a proper screenshot of the entire screen, corner to corner. And then what you would do at this time is you would save that file, this right there, click on that to save the file. And actually, I'll do this right now for you, okay? Save the file and put it on the desktop. I'm going to call it IED 1.2.4 dimensioning activity. Is that, what was it? Dimensioning worksheet, dimensioning worksheet number 2, WBM. So I would save that. And so now that would be on the desktop, see right there. So I could put that, I could email it. Actually, I would email that to myself and then be able to access it on the phone to put it into the CAM scan. But what I'm going to do to simulate all of that is I'm going to take, where did that snip go? I'm going to take the snip, and there's a little copy tool, and I'm going to put it in my engineering notebook. See, this is how I simulate. And then right here, excellent. Shrink it down a little bit. Line it up there. Okay, should be snapping. I'm not sure why it's not snapping exactly. Okay, it's not really snapping how I want it to, but all right, there you go. I think all these have shifted, to tell you the truth. But it's there. It's there. This is a simulation. Anyway, this is a simulation. So I think that's going to be it. Here's Schoology. This assignment's 1, 2, 4. It is a week 4 assignment. It is due this upcoming Sunday at midnight. It listed as Monday, but that's a Sunday at midnight deadline. Here is Fundamental of Dimensioning. That's the assignment. Project Lead the Way. Yes, yes. That's what my engineering notebook simulator looks like. There's still one more I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the video, but there's one more I'm going to do. And so I will say bye for now. And then Jake and I are going to have a conversation because I'm just so curious as to what's going on over there.